9:07. Thanks everyone for joining me. We've had a great hour so far, talking a little 2016 action and how we're gonna kind of shift everything, make our lives better, and the most important thing is that mind shift. And we're gonna talk about that during this half hour. MindPower Mastery Coach James Graham, or Jimmy Graham, or Jimmy G's got a few names. Certified motivational hypnotist, author, and speaker. He tours Canada, the U.S., sharing how the power of the mind works through workshops, boot camps, comedy, hypnosis shows. Also the author of ebooks like Rich Mind, Poor Mind, How to Lose 20 Pounds in 30 Days, Law of Attraction Marketing Methods. I mean, you've done so many different things. You've worked on better sleep, Stop Smoking Now, and your best-selling weight loss program, Get Thin in 30 Days. You know, I've done so many different things that you probably started not knowing this journey and the direction it was going to take, and you've accomplished so much so far.
Well, thank you, Kara, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Yeah, it's really been a great journey, and it started a long time ago, but really coming to the realization that we're all the product of our thoughts.
100%.
It's all thoughts.
The body just seems to follow. You know, your mind is the master, and it just your body kind of go along with what it tells it. Now, we think of hypnosis, and we think a lot of people, some believe, some don't believe, but the success rate is extremely high.
The success rate is very high. As a matter of fact, I believe it's American Health Magazine did a study, and they looked at psychoanalysis, they looked at psychotherapy, and as well as hypnotherapy. And hypnotherapy had the greatest success rate out of all the modalities that they studied.
Now, and there's some things that you can change, like by changing that mindset, you change a lot of behavior patterns, it seems.
Yes, yeah.
So tell me exactly how does it work? How does hypnosis work?
Well, the first thing is that, I mean, all hypnosis is basically a state of focus concentration.
Okay.
Okay, so when you're studying, when you're watching a movie, somebody could maybe come up right behind you and call your name. You wouldn't even hear it because you're so focused in that realm of consciousness.
I think you guys just use that as an excuse to not listen to us.
Well,
telling you to take the garbage out.
No, that's not hypnosis. That's man-gnosis.
Oh, man, okay.
The art of selective hearing and concentration.
Two different things, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. But the thing is that, I mean, people, are skeptical because they don't understand the whole. And the word hypnosis actually comes with a lot of connotations to it, which actually World Hypnosis Day is tomorrow, January the 4th.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because we really felt as hypnotists that we really need to have people become aware that hypnosis is not evil. It's not the guy with the black trench coat swinging a pocket watch type of thing. We're all being hypnotized all the time. And once you realize that, and hypnosis is just focused concentration about what you're thinking about, now you can basically use that process and that realization to shift your life in a better direction.
So with it being World Hypnosis Day tomorrow, will anything transpire? Are people doing workshops? What's going on with that?
Yes, there's a lot of hypnotists out there that have planned workshops. Unfortunately, it lands on a Monday this year, so there's not a lot of opportunity.
Right.
But I think, there's a lot of the hypnosis industry people that are out there talking about the process of hypnosis and how everybody's hypnotizing themselves all the time, so why not use it for your benefit?
So can anyone be hypnotized?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody can be hypnotized. The reason for that is that the consciousness states of hypnosis are the alpha and theta stages of consciousness. Now, we go through 4 stages of consciousness. We're in beta right now. We're totally conscious. But when you say you start reading a book or you're listening to music and you're kind of going into that kind of meditative trance, that's the alpha stage. When you're deeply in trance, that's the theta stage. And then when you're totally asleep, you're snoring and your spouse is elbowing you in the ribs to wake you up, that's the delta stage. So we all go through those 4 stages of consciousness, therefore everybody goes into a state of hypnosis.
I'm wondering if the generations differ on this, because when I've been to schools, if we give a pizza lunch day or something through radio, and when I walk into schools and classes now and they have that open concept, and I think it'd be so difficult to concentrate, because when we were in school, there's 4 walls around us, right? And now these kids hear this class going on, this people walking down the hallway, and they're somehow still able, to get in that focus mode and that concentration mode, and I feel it's very distracting.
I would find that too, and I wonder, if they've done studies on what the results were then to what they are now. especially with all that distraction going on. Because let's face it, especially kids today, what are they distracted by most their cell phones, their electronics, that sort of thing. And it's funny too, because you know, you go on social media and you see all these funny videos of people looking at their phones walking right into light posts, and that's a really extreme state of focus concentration. They are totally hypnotized. As a matter of fact, I joke, but it's true. I've seen even videos of other people doing it where they could walk right up to somebody in that state and just do a quick, what's called an instant induction, and just go sleep, and they go right out. They just
because they're already in that.
Yeah, they're
mode.
already there. They're already there. They're already hypnotized.
Wow, I need to hypnotize my daughter to go to sleep. So I'm gonna try and work this out. Now you get them in different phases. Is it safe for people to be hypnotized?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the real understanding that needs to be made is that since we go through the states of hypnosis, alpha and theta, you go through that when you go to sleep at night. So if it wasn't safe, you wouldn't wake up. Right? And people go, well, can you get stuck? No, you can't. You can't. And there's something called, what's called the observer self. And I see this a lot in my shows, which is always fascinating to me, but it's true. That some people go deeply into hypnosis. We go through and I suggest something to them, and either they don't want to participate in the suggestion, or they just go, I'm bored, I'd rather watch the show from the audience, and they just snap out of it. So you can always bring yourself out of hypnosis.
Oh, okay. So it's more that there's a part of you that's willing to do it that makes it successful.
Exactly. And that's the thing that with the comedy show aspect of what I do, people go, oh, they're just faking it. The people that go up there kind of have that inner rock star in them anyway, and they want to experience. They're adventurous, you know, they want to get silly, and they're fun people, and they go there and they enjoy it and come out of it, and they say they feel absolutely amazing after the shows too.
I probably would have been one of those skeptics prior to seeing a comedy show. It was by fluke I went to one, and this is a long, long time ago. And I think I laughed, like I literally had tears coming out of my face the whole time, because you think that there's no way this is real. That this is just, maybe they've talked to them beforehand, or maybe they're just acting. But when you see that shift in them being up there, just you almost see the doubt in their face. You like, he's not going to be able to hypnotize me, so it's no big deal.
Those are usually my biggest stars, too.
Yeah!
the ones that resist it the most.
You can see the shift in their facial expression where you can almost tell they're under, or whatever the term is you would use. And then I've seen really calm, shy people go into, like, they had to be Shania Twain, and they were out there dancing, singing, and they're all of us. And then when they wake up and they don't even remember, like, they don't even seem to have awareness or have that same persona that they just had. Funniest thing, and I know you do that at corporate parties too.
Yeah, I did a lot of corporate work.
Hilarious.
We just finished the holiday season. I did 13 shows in 3 weeks, so there was a lot of corporations that really embrace the concept of bringing in a hypnotist show. And the thing is that as entertaining as it is, and like you said, you laughed the whole way through it, my bigger message is that, okay, this was really funny, you saw something amazing, but you can do this too, right? You can use your own mind to make those shifts, not to, hop around like a kangaroo, so to speak, but if you want to lose weight, if you want to stop smoking, if you want to improve something in your life, that same power is available within inside you.
And it's a great time to talk about it because of New Year's resolutions. I know some people do, some people don't make it. I like the idea of having like a reset day. I like that, gets people focused. Because, I mean, for me, when I was a fighter, having a date was so important. Having that goal. Okay, well, yes. I know I'm fighting here. Can set now we have a date that's specific. Tomorrow, kind of everyone's going to start and get on their routine of a New Year's resolution. How can this stuff help with New Year's resolutions and kind of sticking to some new habits? Just
to touch on that just for a second, we just spoke during the break that January 1st is the day of the New Year's resolution. This is when it's all going to change. This is when the shift's going to happen. And then we're like, but nothing's open. We can't go buy healthy food. The gym's closed.
Yeah.
So it's like, well, we'll put it off till Monday.
Monday after, that's always my thing.
The Monday after, right? Well, the thing is that, I mean, unless January 1st happens on the Monday, then now you've kind of forgotten about it within, 24 hours. Because the way our minds work, I mean, there's somebody came up with a study, it's like we have 72,000 thoughts a day. Now, I don't know how they counted that, but that's a lot of thoughts if that's the case. we are so distracted now that if you say, okay, January 1st is my shift day, well, can't do anything that day, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, by the time tomorrow comes, you've already forgotten about it because you're so distracted, you're off on a whole different tangent. That idea is gone. That idea is gone.
So if we want to start randomly throughout the year, let's say we're going to start Monday. We're going to start everything Monday.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things can we do to, stick to these resolutions? What kind of shift in mindset can we actually do at home, or on a daily basis that can help make this more possible?
Okay. Well, and it really doesn't matter if it's weight loss, if it's stop smoking, maybe you want to make more money, maybe, whatever it really comes down to. Probably the bigger kind of New Year's resolution to do is to first of all say, I'm not going to start it tomorrow. I'm not going to start it next Tuesday or next Monday. I start now.
Okay.
Now is the time.
When you're staring at a big piece of cake.
Yes, yes, exactly.
They start an hour.
Exactly, because as soon as you make that internal mental shift of this is the way it's going to be from now on, you've already stated it to the universe. You're already making that commitment to yourself. Because as soon as you say, well, I'll do it in an hour, well, 3 hours go by and you still haven't started yet. The second part of a New Year's resolution that I find really, really is important is to give up the notion of I'm going to change, right? I'm like change. I'm not going to smoke anymore. I'm not going to eat donuts anymore. I'm going to change. Well, they've done studies that with the consciousness state and hook people up to their reactions to change, and then they compared it to the reactions of somebody thinking about torture. And it was exactly the same.
Oh, I believe it.
This is why people don't want to change.
That's talking about running.
Yes.
That seems like torture.
It's funny because people come up to me all the time, especially after my shows, and they go, can you help me quit smoking? I go, sure. Sit down in the chair. Give me your pack of cigarettes. Let's start right now. And they go, you mean now? And I said, yeah, right now. They go, can I get back to you next week? And then I never hear from them again. Right? Because it's the concept of now is not embraced. And the concept of change is like, oh my God, I'm going to change. They get freaked out about that. The better concept and mind shift is just to go, you know what? Here's where I am right now. Let's just become better. Let's just become better. And when you say, okay, I'm just going to make things better, it's like, yeah, I can do this.
Baby steps.
Baby steps, yes. And that concept of just becoming better, because we're already good. Right? So why would we want to change? Let's just make our good stuff better.
Okay. Great advice. We're going to take a quick break and come back with more. We're going to talk about, your mastery counseling, the shifting of the mindset, how kind of the process works, how long it takes, when people can expect results. We'll kind of go through that because there are people out there and things like smoking. It is tough. There are a lot of things out there you can't do on your own, and the more help we ask, the more successful you are, the more accountable you are. So we're going to talk about that when we come back. If you have any questions for Jimmy Graham, give us a call, 519-792-CKLW. All right, joining me this half hour of Sunday Morning Live, Jimmy Graham, and we've been talking about hypnosis. It's World Hypnosis Day tomorrow, and the effects of hypnosis, that shift in the mindset, how pivotal it actually is. We kind of defeat ourselves with our mindset prior to making any resolutions or any changes in our lives. Talk to me about mindset mastery coaching and how that does help people, because we've talked about anywhere from comedy, you get a corporation together, you just did Monarch Basics, you get them together, have a lot of fun, all the way to stop smoking, weight loss, from one extreme to the next. Tell me how this works and if someone were to set up an appointment with you.
Well, the first thing is that the two top, for New Year's resolutions, I mean, everybody wants to lose weight. That's probably the number one. Smoking, there's been a lot of people that have quit smoking, but there's still a lot of people that want to. The big thing is that, especially, like, take smoking, for example. People have hypnotized themselves to smoke. Just because you talk yourself into, this is a good idea, right? So you've convinced your subconscious mind that, yep, this is what I do now, and automatically now you're just doing that. Same thing with overeating. eating junk food, sweet tooths, that sort of thing. I mean, you convince yourself that this is a good thing. Your subconscious mind is like a magic genie that goes, well, your wish is my command, so here we go. This is what you're going to do from now on.
Do you mean, is it kind of like, because you identify yourself as that? Oh, I am a smoker. So then you continue to smoke because you've identified yourself with that. Or I have a sweet tooth. That's just who I am. So you automatically, you're drawn to it because you've told yourself kind of that that's who you are.
Right, because basically, and what you've done is trained yourself to be that way. Like, I mean, you're into fitness. I mean, you've trained yourself that this is the way it's going to be, and I'm not going to get up in the morning and order a box of Timbits and scarf them down, for my breakfast. I'm going to have a healthy meal, because this is what I'm doing for my body and my fitness. With MindPower Mastery Coaching, we're going to get to the root cause of why you're doing it in the first place and how you hypnotize yourself to become that way and develop those habits, because thoughts create habits which create our life. So, and those habits, the more you practice a habit, the more it becomes your life and who you are.
So how long typically, I know it's variable, I know that everyone's different, and how long till you see success? Is it just their commitment to it, or?
Yes. It's funny because I listened to the Finer Fitness program a little bit earlier, and it's funny that I mean, they sell the equipment, but you still have to have your own motivation to get on the equipment to actually do the process. With my MindPower Mastery Coaching, fears and phobias, like if somebody's a nail biter, they're afraid of spiders, we can usually knock that out in one session. That's really easy. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's just a simple mind shift. A fear, for instance, is something that you've just built up in your mind anyway, right? It's not real, but it's a thought process that becomes real in your subconscious. Then the next thing you know, you see a spider, and it's like, weight loss, my basic program is a minimum of 4 sessions. Smoking, usually 2 to 3 sessions. And the funny thing is that people come to me with say a weight loss, they want to lose a couple of pounds. A lot of times it goes way deeper than that.
For sure.
So yeah, there's usually sometimes some underlying root causes that we really got to get to the bottom of and knock out. So sometimes that could take a few more sessions.
So how do people get a hold of you, if they're interested in this? I know people are just, like I said, you need help. People need help. It's hard to do it on your own. You have no accountability. And if you don't know how to shift that mindset, I mean, it's going to be kind of an uphill battle.
Yes, well, and everybody tries to do things on their own, but when you've got an accountability partner that's going to say, okay, next Wednesday, let's see the results, have you done your homework? Because all the sessions that I do with my clients, they get homework assignments, they get audio hypnosis CDs to listen to every night, and they're expected to actually do the work. And that's part of the process. To get a hold of me, the best way to do is phone 519-966-2150.
So 966-2150.
Yep. And my main website for any of the self-help programs that I have is mindpowerprograms.com. Mindpowerprograms.com.
Okay, we'll post that on our because you had a couple of websites. I'll post that mindpowerprogram.com. And can they get a hold of your books there as well?
Yes, actually, for the listeners, there's a couple of free downloads. The Rich Mind, Poor Mind ebook is available there, as well as my How to Lose 20 Pounds in 30 Days, which is, I just posted that on Facebook yesterday, and geez, I must have had about 40, 50 downloads in a matter of a couple hours. So both of those ebooks can be found on mindpowerprograms.com. And just to give a little brief, I've got a How to Manifest Your Best Year Ever workshop coming up January the 16th at the Roseland Golf and Curling Club, and they can register for that at mindpowerpresentations.com/manifest 2016.
We'll post all that because all you have to do is go to am800cklw.com.
Perfect.
So then it'll be
Perfect.
Easier. So that's January 16th, best year ever.
Yep.
I love it. It's fantastic. The 20 pounds in 30 days. That'll happen probably March 21st because I'm supposed to give birth March 20th. And I'll be ready for that. Jimmy, thank you so much for coming in today. I really appreciate it and appreciate all the knowledge and the inspiration and motivation.
Thanks for having me, Carol.
Once again, that's a hypnotist in charge of the MindPower presentations as well, Jimmy Graham. We'll post all that information on our website at am800cklw.com. And we've been talking about those New Year's resolutions.